All right, today on the Gearhead Gardener, we're going to be back on the budget cowbug build. This is going to be part 9. We're just buttoning up the rest of the upholstery. Still a beautiful fall day here. We've just got up on everything in the garden, from the maple trees to the yuccas to the plumerias and to the figs. And now we need to get back on the budget cowbug. So if this is something you're interested in, let's get started. All right, we just about finished up the carpet on the budget cowbug, and now it's time to think about seats. And I've got this 63 rag over here that is my cruiser, and it had a nice set of black seats in it. And I want to eventually redo the seats, but these are too nice to use. When I got this 64, it came with these seats that were apparently 68 high backs that had been cut down. And since I'm really trying to keep the budget as low as possible on this and just make a nice driver, I decided to just spend the money, get some seat covers, and see if I could breathe some life into these now low back seats. Like I said, they're 68 and up, but I think I'm going to be able to make them work and put new seat covers and make them look nice. All right, so here's a look at the inside of the 63 rag. Like I said, I'm going to do new seat covers for this, but those seats are too nice to, strip apart and reupholster. Take a look at the back seat here. See, the back seat's really nice as well. Now, if you've been following, you know the price of air-cooled low-back seats are getting ridiculous. All right, so let's go back to the gazebo shop here on the shopstead. And here's the seat that I took out of it. As you can see, it's really nice condition. But now to find a pair of seat cores, we're talking $350, $400, sometimes $500 just for a set of seat cores. One of the problems is that everybody's been cutting them down to use for dune buggies, put fiberglass seats on them. I've got a couple of sets of these. Early ones are, of course, really hard to find. Whoa! And so when I got this project, it came with two right side 68 seats that had been cut down. And I had a couple of high backs that I cut down myself. And between the 4 seats, I was able to make a pair of left and rights. In fact, here we're going to look at the one I'm going to use on the driver's side that I will be reupholstering today. It happens to be an early bottom that somebody welded this bracket into place to put a late backrest on. I took the plastic piece and put it across the side here, so it'll give us a little bit more of a corner bend. And then we're just going to go ahead and take it apart and reupholster it, because I'd really hate to steal these seats. Let's take a look at the bottom of these seats. See, when I took the seat out, I looked, and it's been reupholstered before, but it's just too nice a shape to throw out this cover. So maybe I might take these covers off and put these covers on that and put my new covers on this one. We will have to see about that, rather than stealing the whole seat and then winding up with the late model seats in here. So I've ordered a set of seat covers coming for a 64 bug, and I'm going to make these work. This is going to be my driver's side. So I'm going to take these apart and start cleaning them up. So this one I'm using on the left side. Like I said, this is an earlier bottom. Somebody's re-welded the track on it, and somebody's welded a piece on here and drilled it out. You can see it's still got the early threaded seat mounts on here, but all in all, it's in pretty good shape. So I was able to fit it together, and the latch is going to work correct. So I spent the time, wire wheeled it, primed and painted it. It actually looked worse than these. I know the lighting in here isn't so good, but this is the best place for me to work. I took the 2 pieces apart. It's funny, these was held on by actually pan body bolts. You can see where they welded on a bracket here so they could put the later style backrest. There's the original mounting point for the early seats. This seat is a 66 or 67 bottom. And this, I don't know, since it's so thick, it's probably 70, I don't know, 71, 72 later. Let's take the other one apart and look at that one. Passenger side is apart. It's pretty sturdy. It's got the original mounts. The only problem is the spring is broken on this, which I'm probably going to have to address. I do have a couple of spares over there. Could use this one on this side, but it's been chopped off and drilled through to mount like an early style, so it drags here, but I might be able to steal the spring out of it. We'll see. Okay, I've taken this one with the white paint on, and you can see this is actually an early, actually 65, 66 unit, and it works. It's in pretty good shape, so I really don't want to steal any parts off of this one because it is usable. All right, let's take apart number 3, or actually number 4. Okay, seat number 4 is the one that's had everything done to it. It's been chopped off because it's a 68 seat. So this has been chopped off, this has been drilled, and they mounted the seat this way. This is locked up and the spring is broken. So I'm not even gonna mess with this one. I'm just gonna leave it and put it aside. This is what it's gonna wind up being. Got a right side, passenger side for 68. It's good. It's got all the clips and all the tabs into place. Tracks are really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. The driver's side, this 66, 67, be ashamed to waste on this bug, but this is, like I said, had the brackets welded into place to put a late model backrest on it. So it was converted to a 68 from a 66, 67. That'll be the driver's side. That one works, it's nice. I'll be happy with. Haven't figured out the spring situation yet, but I'm not worried about it. I might be disabling that backrest lock. Okay, so let's take a look at those backrests. This is what I'll use the backrest. It looks like a 68, 69, 70, 71, whatever year they ended. I think it was 71 backrest that I've cut down. When I had this sitting in the car, I took these plastic pieces and put these for a little bit of support on my back. The other side must be a later one because it's way thick. Somebody's welded a bar in the back and did a couple of repairs on it, but it's going to be usable. And like I said, I'm going to bypass these so I don't have to cut a hole in my 64 seat covers, so I could replace the backrests when I find them. To bypass the backrest lock mechanism, you can see there's a slot that lever has to go all the way up into. So once you have it all ready to go, you got it just sitting into place. It brings it just past that pin right there, and you should be able to just pop it loose. And the rod comes right out in your hand. Okay, now I've got the backrest on reinstalled on the one with the broken spring. You can see the lever's gone and it moves freely like an early car. I'm not going to do anything else to it because it's going to be just like it's going to be. I had some remnants of this really heavy felt, so I went and put a layer on here just before I put the padding in. It's going to stop the padding from sucking through the springs there. I'm also going to go in search of a better hog ring plier because this one's, I've had it forever and it's always been a problem. So I wound up using a pair of pliers. So I've only got a few hog rings left. Let's see what we got here. That's all I've got for hog rings, so I'm gonna have to go out and get some anyways. So for now, this is where I'm at. Okay, I've gone through and made sure that every single one of these hooks are bent up just a little tiny bit. I didn't want to overdo it, but I got lucky on both seats. They're all intact. Okay, I don't remember if you guys are caught up or not, but here's what we got going on. Had the felt over the springs on both bottoms and one of the tops till I ran out of fabric. And I've had this leftover high density foam, and here's the first one I've done. After I've lined it with this thick felt like I showed you, and I've go ahead and thrown some glue on here, and I've got some pieces cut out, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay it into place, fold it over, and glue it on the inside as well while I trim it. All right, you can see from underneath my pad's all glued in to place. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. The top holes that have been cut off have been covered by foam, and I've got extra double layer of foam here, and I still got a jute that I'm going to put around the corner, but that's the bottom side. Let's flip it over and take another look. And here it is from the top. I ordered some slip-on seat covers. We're going to go ahead and install those. This should be enough padding. If not, I have some more of this. I could even double it up if need be. Here we go with the seat assembled. Padding feels pretty good. It's pretty sturdy. We'll see. Because like I said, slip-on cover's coming, so we'll see how those fit. And like I said, if I have to, I could put one more layer on top of this. Now, as far as the seat release, I didn't want to keep this on there like I showed you before. I removed it, but the problem I still have is that now you have to do it by hand to open up the seat, which I'm totally fine with. I could cut off the other end of this so there's no lock mechanism on it. But I don't want to destroy the bottoms because they're still usable for 66, 67. All right, couple days I should have my seat covers in place. Tomorrow we've got to get a little bit more of this felt, and then I'm going to get some jute for around the corner to soften it up, and also get some pillow stuffing to help with the corners here in case it's needed. As you can see, I've got nice support. All right. Converting high backs to low backs. All right, so we'll end it here. Part 9. This is just making use of these high back seats. Converting them to low backs. We'll do part 2 once I get the seat covers delivered. All right, still got to get a piece of that felt so I can put the foam on the back. And then once the seat covers come in, we'll go ahead and slip those on there, and I'll show you how I do that. Because like I said, I still want to reinforce these corners a little bit and soften them up. And then we'll be able to install them. So that's it on the part 1 of making use of these old high back seats. Thanks for watching. Gearhead Gardener here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Come along with me on this adventure as I fix these old bugs, work on trees, and just do whatever I want in my retirement. Thanks for watching. Gearhead Gardener here on Filet TV.